Hello everyone, today we are going to be going over the day one scrape. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take your reamer and ream the inside of the blank. So this is already reamed, but what reaming does is make a nice tube in here, and you'll know when the reed is reamed enough when it fits on the vocal well. So if you don't know if you've reamed enough, just check to see if it fits on the vocal. It's very important that you always ream dry, because if you ream with a wet blank, which this is a blank, if you ream with a wet blank, it'll mess up the inside of here and it'll hurt the seal. So now after I've reamed my blank, I will let it soak. And while that's soaking, I'm going to show you the tools that we'll be using next. So we'll be using, this is a tip cutter, and this is a file. This is a plaque, and this is the mandrel. So again, this is a blank. Now we need to turn it into a reed, and it becomes a reed after the tip is cut. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure 28.5 millimeters from the top of the first wire. And I'm going to make a little pencil mark there so I know exactly where that is. Make sure that this is centered. I'll go once, and I'll go twice. Okay, congratulations. You now have a reed. However, if you were to play this, you'd be very sad because you would not make any sounds. Unfortunately, because the reed is too thick. So now we're going to scrape it. So our next action is going to be to make some more pencil marks on here. I'm going to zoom out so I have a little bit more space to work with. Okay, so the critical point, hence the name, is the most important part of the reed, because if you over scrape the critical point, your reed will become too weak and you will never be able to use that. Okay, so I'm going to mark the critical point 10 30-seconds back from the tip. I made a little mark there, and now I'm gonna go all the way through. And I'll even go to the other side. If you make that mark, go to the other side right there. Okay, great. Now I'm gonna make a line down the middle. This is the spine. I'm gonna make lines out from the critical point. Now, the intersection between the spine and the critical point, I will make some lines out to the corners. Because in reed making, you want very nice tapers from back to front and from center to side. That will make a very good reed. Okay, now I'm going to take my file, and using the principle that we're going to scrape back to front and center to side. I'm going to scrape at the corners and at the tip a little bit. And then I'll do the same thing, and I'll go a little bit further back, because the corners are going to be the thinnest part of our reed. And with the file, the technique is to go up and down as well as side to side. It's more side to side motion than front to back motion. That will ensure you have a very nice even scrape. Okay, I would say that's pretty good for now. The next thing I'm going to do is add a tip bevel. Form this, I'll take the bottom of the mandrel, I'll put it on the table. My thumb is going to rest on the blade, and I'm going to hold the rest of my fingers around the reed. And I'll hold the razor blade with my thumb on top and a couple fingers on bottom. And this tip bevel is going to be very close to the tip, about 0.5 millimeter back. I'm going to start with a pretty shallow angle. And then gradually, I'm going to make the angle a little bit more steep, and I'm going to work closer to the tip. It's really important when you're doing a tip bevel that you have a fresh razor blade, because dull razor blades will not be as accurate. Okay, so I've done one round. Now I'm going to make the angle of the razor blade a little bit steeper. I'm going to go a little bit closer to the tip. Okay, now I'll do my third round. There isn't a definite number of rounds that you need to do across the tip. It's just, you have to keep going until you have a very steep angle and there's no cane coming off. Okay, so I performed my tip bevel on one side. Hopefully you can see if the camera focuses. Okay. You can see my tip bevel. That is definitely a nice angle there, right? Now I'm going to do the other side. Same thing. Make sure when you're cutting that I'm not just bringing the razor blade towards me, I'm also slicing. So there's some side to side motion and a little bit of pulling motion. Again, starting shallow. Now I'll get a little bit closer to the tip with a little bit steeper of an angle. I'll do that one more time. I should be good to go. Now I'm going to pause and do the same thing to the other side. Okay, now that I've done the same thing to the other side, I'm going to see how this plays. So give it one more soak in the water. And check out your bassoon. pretty much all the scraping that I will do for day one. Because all reeds are different, but this reed in particular, it started playing right away, and it doesn't take all that much effort to play. And the test notes that I like to do are D and F sharp in the staff. Playing those notes very soft will give you a good indicator as to the response of the reed. So I'd say this reed has a 8 out of 10 response, and we will go into more detail about scraping in person. Thank you.